Crisis over. Crisis over. Liverpool 5, Frankfurt 1. We had some fun, didn't we, people? We had some fun while it lasted. Liverpool were very, very good against Frankfurt, I have to say. That was the statement win that they needed. Now, in terms of the crisis being over and Liverpool being back, it's probably a little bit too early to say. It's a little bit too early to say because the Brentford game is going to have different situations going on. I know they got, I think, Villa as well coming up. Man City as well, I think, coming up. So you have to wait. But in terms of dispatching of somebody, I think somebody was due to get a battering. Luckily, it weren't my team, but Liverpool were very, very good. Got off to a poor start. Really, really poor start, actually, in that same low block that teams have been playing against them, which Arne Slot has found difficult. They had a back five. The Frankfurt coach was talking before the game that he took out his two top scorers. He took out his two top scorers and opted for two players up front that were quick and direct and said we need to be good on transition. So that showed you how they were going to play, and the transition they were good on for the first goal. But Liverpool just calmed down. They just calmed down, and it was like Arne Slot went back to basics. I think it paid off not playing Salah. That absolutely worked. It paid off putting Andy Robertson back into his position. His position, back into the starting lineup. And it paid off playing Hugo Ekitike. That's who has to play. He has to play. Do you know what I mean? Of course, it was good to see Wirtz. He's off the mark with assist. The 0010 thing has gone, and we all knew it would. He's too good not to. He's too good. To be a complete flop and just have nothing. Obviously, he's had a tough time, but everything started clicking. Set piece goals, mate. 2 from a corner. Good powering headers from Van Dijk and Konate. Good service from Gakpo. He was very good as well. Szoboszlai. Let's be real. Szoboszlai's been Liverpool's best player this season for me. Every time you watch them, it doesn't matter whether he's playing right back, maybe in the 10, in one of the 6 positions, or wherever you ask him to play. He's just been great. And I think actually Arne Slot trying to make sure he plays him in any position has been a positive. But I think now it's time for Arne Slot to realise that, yes, he's building this team. Yeah, and I hear that. But he has to go back to some of these basics and stick with that. Ekitike, the goal that he scored, he's just in such good rhythm. And he started like a house on fire anyway at Liverpool. That's the thing people are forgetting. He actually started really well. From his first goal when Wirtz got the assist in the cup final, the Community Shield, sorry. Then the first game against Bournemouth, he scores. He's been scoring goals. He's been doing well. But this sort of, pressure or persistence to get, obviously, Isak up to speed, it's hindered Ekitike. It has. Ekitike has been absolutely fine. And he played from the left-hand side, yes, didn't he? Was he played the left-hand side or right-hand side? I was watching the game as well. He played from the wing anyway, but he got his goal. And the way he took his goal was like somebody who's in form. Somebody who's taken to the task at hand. When you look at Isak, even Arne Slot said after the game, he felt he took him off at half time. I thought it was stinker and hooked. It wasn't stinker and hooked. No, it wasn't, because he said he felt something in his green. Hopefully it's not too bad. He said this is the challenge with trying to basically get him going after missing 3 months. And he missed 3 months because the guy was on strike. It's his own fault. But he shouldn't just get the luxury of starting games at the expense of Ekitike, who's ready to go, who's fit and firing now. He's going to have to get his minutes off the bench, big man. He is. He's going to have to get his minutes off the bench. I think Arne Slot's got to think, I know he got his criticism because obviously, last year it was Klopp's team and this, that and the other. Take the ego out of it, The reality is that his new signings haven't settled as quickly as he would have liked. I think Wirtz is the one who's, apart from Ekitike, he is ticking along. Although we do all the banter thing, the real truth of it is he's actually playing all right in the games. It's just funny to, 007, 8, 9, 10, blah, blah, blah. It's just funny. We do that as rival fans. But when we're talking actual football, the truth of the matter is that he's doing fine. He's been laying on chances for people that they should have scored. What was that unbelievable half turn he did that he gave the ball to Salah against Chelsea? Salah should have scored. He's laid on a couple of chances for guys where they should have scored. So I think he's fine, but Arne Slot's got to drop that, drop that perseverance, drop that sort of ego of like, it's my team. I want to build a Liverpool team for the future, and that's fine. But he has to think about now. He has to think about now. And now Liverpool need to go on a run. They need to go on a run. They need to get the confidence back. And 5-1's a great way of doing it. Now, he also said after the game that, ironically, what did he say? He said, the ball was on the floor a lot more. Now, they did sit back and tried to play on the counter Frankfurt. The manager told us so, and that's how they got their first goal. But it didn't go as direct. They did try to play on the floor as opposed to the other teams. I wonder who he's talking about. But he needs to stop. He needs to stop going on about how the other teams are playing, bro. Just go back to basics with your own team. Andy Robertson, listen, he won the league last year. I know there's little bits of declines, but the reality is Kirkes has not taken to life at Liverpool very easily. He hasn't. Conor Bradley, he's another one actually. He's been good. He's been good, but he's trying to get in Frimpong. There's been times where Szoboszlai's played right back. Just trust the kid. Trust the kid, Conor Bradley, man. He's good enough to do it. If not, I was maybe thinking Joe Gomez, but he seems quite a way off it. He doesn't really want to trust him. I don't think he's played him since that Southampton game. And he was a little bit scathing in criticism towards a player then. I was thinking it was maybe him. But, you've lost both your fullbacks. You've taken out in terms of Trent. Well, he wanted to leave. And Robertson was decided by the club, by Slot. And the persistence of trying again. It's like the same thing with Isak. The persistence of trying to go with Kirkes almost to prove a point that, like, he's my guy. I want you to be our left back for 5-10 years. This, that, and the third. But it ain't working right now, bro. Go back to what's tried and tested. And Andy Robertson, look, the assist that he got. I know Ekitike had a lot to do, but he played well. Look at the ball he plays for Ekitike's equalising goal. And for Ekitike going back to his old club, didn't celebrate. Really humble from him, and he took his goal well. And that touch across Robin Koch. To get that goal just shows you what type of player he is. He's electric. He's bang on it. He's way better than Isak right now. Like, don't force the Isak thing. Obviously, he's come for big money. You've shattered the transfer record. And the way round that we all thought it would go, especially probably you guys, Liverpool fans, and especially, obviously, Arne Slot, is that he's going to be the main guy. But guess what? He's not the main guy. Right now, Alexander Isak is not the main guy. And you don't even know how long he's going to be injured for. If he even is injured because he felt something. But he's not the main guy. Isak is the main guy. Sorry, Ekitike is the main guy up front. Gakpo is one of the main guys in the forward line. Mohamed Salah as well. Like, obviously you got to stick by him. He's just world class. He's one of the Premier League greats. Okay, but he's not playing well. And actually, when he came off the bench and he didn't square it to Wirtz, I'm not trying to go in just for the sake of it. That shows you where Mohamed Salah's at, like clutching at that. He should have passed that ball, and that's a tap in for Wirtz. Wirtz could have got his first goal. But Mohamed Salah is so out of sorts and out of the goals and out of rhythm. He really, really wants that goal. And to be honest, once he does score, I think he'll be fine. But he has to go with what works, Arne Slot. And Brentford, this is why they're not out of the woods yet. You've got to, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens against Brentford. You talk about the ball on the deck. Well, guess what? They're not going to do that with the long throws that they're going to do, with the balls into the channels that, Henderson's going to be playing or Damsgaard's going to be playing to runners like Sharda, Atara, if he's starting, and of course, Thiago up front. They're going to be on it. You know what they're going to bring. But this was the perfect way to answer 4 losses on the bounce and to basically get out of that little mini rut that they were in. And it was a battering. It was a battering. They were brilliant last night. Liverpool. They put Frankfurt to the sword after a dodgy start as well, and that shows character. So yes, this is the point now. They need to go on a run and get their season back on track after, and basically be able to say it was a blip. I'm saying, as much as I don't want it to be a blip and I want to keep seeing you man lose every single game, the truth of the matter is that you've got too many good players to go on a run like that where you're just out the title race and out of everything. It's still early, and this is why you can't get this. This is why we just had to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? I had my fun over the last couple of days. It looks like it could be back to life, back to reality. Shout out Soul to Soul. So that looks like what's going on. Liverpool fans, let me know. You lot must be excited. There's no more Wirtz talk now. He's got his assist. We can leave him alone now until he goes on another run of not scoring or assisting. And the rest of it, let me know what you guys are saying as neutrals, man. I'm out of here. Peace.